Okay, welcome everybody. I know it's very hot outside in the Netherlands, but of course we are at the chart because we are gonna live trade with Orderflow. I see Florian is already in the chat, so let's show some love if you are already here. And of course, we will start with a market update. We will get some context and then we will execute live trades. So let's dive right in it. Let's start on trading view for now. Oh, I see the webcam is not available here. Sorry, it's a little bit of a test stream, of course, because it's the first time I'm back live on a new account. So yeah, let me know if the mic works properly. If you can watch everything correctly. If not, please let me know. So we are seeing we see a big pump. It looks like a liquidity pump right here, but that's totally fine. Why? We are still in value. Okay, we are in a balanced market for now. So what is happening? So what we basically saw yesterday, we saw a big dump to the downside all the way from 64k to 62. And if we take the volume profile right here, what we are seeing is the following. We have a high volume node or supply right here where we lost it. We see a low volume on the way down, so this is a good target to test. And also if we are ready to break the value area high, the probability will be very huge that we will go back to the high volume node very quickly. Okay, so this is a possibility, but I am expecting a balanced market still. Okay, so what we have seen here is we had support at 62.2. Now we tried 1, 2, 3, and this is the fourth time we did try. We have some liquidity open, which is getting pushed right now. So the big thing to look at right now is, can we break above and can we accept above the value area high today? If yes, we will go long and we will look at the high volume node right here. And if we go to EXO charts, wait, where's EXO? Yeah. So if we go to EXO charts right here, let me get the screen right like this. If we look at EXO charts, it makes a lot of sense that we are bouncing at this point. And the question is, why are we bouncing exactly here? And the reason is because there is a buy cluster. As you can see, 16 million buyers and 13 million buyers. Also, we had a huge imbalance here that got filled exactly. And that's why we are seeing the bounce right here. So the buyers that stepped in right here are now absorbing the sellers, and they had really put in a lot of effort, and now we are actually seeing some reward. So the question is, can they push through with the reward? I think it will. Why? Because we have a point of control right here that is still untested. So we call this a naked point of control, untested. Also, if you look at the footprints right here, you see this is a high volume node. A lot has been traded at 64k. So this is definitely a target to look at. Okay, so I like to go long, but as you also can see, we have some sellers that will come in at the highs. So that's why I think we will stay in balance for quite a little bit on the lower time frame, and then we break out and we can go to 64k. So let's see if that will happen today. So a weekend is also coming. I don't think we will go lower like in the weekend, but if we will, it should be today. And also we have really nice target, guys. If we can short, we have really nice targets to look at. Why? We see this daily candle is untested on the bottom side. Also, we have a big, fat, huge, naked point of control still untested. So if we continue down, 61,200 is a target. So I would go short if we lose the low, if we lose the current value like this, and we can go short to 61.2 as TP1. And as TP2, I am looking at the lows right here. Okay, it's to sweep the lows. And we want to see if we are creating a higher time frame, so a daily range like this, and then we go back up and stay a little bit longer in balance after we made this huge move down. But if that's not the case, if we are just in a heavy trend that will be continuing, of course, we are looking to sub 50k very soon, guys. So are you ready for sub 50k? Well, I know that I am. And yeah, we will see how that goes. Wait, actually, I want my webcam over here as well. So let me fix that. Delete. It's so hot that even my laptop is slow now as well, Florian. Okay, I try to put in my webcam. It doesn't work. Anyway, okay. So if we look at this right now, we are rejecting again. We took some liquidity. Actually, we took this liquidity right here, and we see rejection below the value area high in this supply zone. So that's why I said don't go long if you see these candles. You only want to go long if we break and accept above the value area high. So that's not the case. We're absolutely not going long right now, and we will go to the TRF charts. So normally I use the headquarters, as most of you already know, which will be loading right now. But I think for YouTube, it's a little bit hard to see and hard to explain everything. So normally if I trade, I use the headquarters. And in the masterclasses, I will learn you how to use and look at it. Why? First of all, we need context. Yes, we want to build a context. Then we want to find the trigger. And then we want to find the sniper entry, as I like to call it. But now we are just going to the TRF chart. Florian says, almost at TP. So let's see what trade we can make right here, right now. And for context, I'm looking at the daily value area high. This is really interesting. Why? The bulls did try to break above the daily value area high. The sellers actually came in strong. The buyers tried to create a new high and now they failed. So if we were like 5 minutes earlier, I would be short on this exact candle right here, because the bulls as well did fail to hold their level. So the probability that we will go lower here is quite huge. And I would actually short back to the point of control. So the question is, do we want to short right now? And the answer is no. Why? Yes, we lost the daily value area high. And also, the sellers are getting aggressive. But what I want to see right now is a back test to the value area high, a fill. And if we then break the low, I'm in. Why? Because now we do have a stop loss above the last created high, and we are going back to the point of control. Okay, so I think this is the first trade I will make today if this plays out. The other play, wait, did we already sweep the Asia high? No, we didn't sweep the Asia high. We did sweep the UK high for now. So the daily high is also interesting for today. So if the bulls can reclaim the daily value area high, and then we need to watch if we sweep the daily high or if we continue. So basically, if we continue above the daily high, that's where I want to go long. Okay, so let me tell you, what do we need? We need acceptation above important levels. Okay, we are not gambling. We are just taking good confirmation trades today. It is also Friday, so you know the price tends to be a little manipulative, but of course that is fine. Okay, let me look at the chat. Nivo is saying, hi, if you draw the volume profile, do you draw it on just the first retracement or do you take it to the current time? So it depends, okay? So we need to wait for this anyway. Let me explain. So basically, your question is if we have a downtrending move like this, and then the price gets imbalanced again. Your question is, do you draw the volume profile from here to here, right? Like this, or do you draw it from the high all the way to here, right? If I misunderstood your question, let me know. But it depends what you want to know from the volume profile, right? So if you draw it from this high to this low, you will get only the volume that happened in this move. And the question you need to ask yourself is, when do I need this information to only know where the volume was created right here? Well, the answer is you want to know that if the price is going up. Why? Then you want to know where the high volume nodes are, where the point of control was of this move, and where the value area high is of this move. Okay, makes sense? So the other question is, okay, when do we want to drill it all the way, or take the volume profile all the way to here? Well, that is another question. Why? Because then the price isn't broken out yet and it is in balance here. So what I always do, I don't need to know where the volume was right here. It's not important. You need to know from here to here where the balance is. Okay, so we need to know, okay, this is the value area high, value area low, and we get the point of control right here. Why? Then you can execute properly. And this is the setup I shared with you on gold, because if you do it like this and the price fails to come back above the value area low, and we go lower, 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 now we have acceptation lower. Okay, so the volume here is not important then. So the other question is, well, I think a better example is if we break out and we accept, and this is why I want to go long today, if we break the daily high, then we need to know where are we going here. So we can do an example, because I also need to know it for sure. And I already got it. I already took it from here to here, and that's why I told you guys in the market update, we see a high volume node right here. Many people look at it as a supply, but it doesn't have to be a supply if we don't see big trades in the order flow. But we do know this is a high volume node, and we do know that this is a low volume node. So if we find acceptation above the daily high instead of a sweep, which I think it will happen. Why? We already swept the UK high. So the most of the times, if we now sweep Asia high, it's continuing higher because all the liquidity of UK is already grabbed. Buyers are already in control. So the price tends to move higher. So we just know, okay, this is a good target right here. Okay. So to finish this example, we also got a clear example right here. But if we take it, let's say from here to here, now it's a little bit different. You see, we now see we rejected the point of control, and Asia high and the value area high is basically still untested. So what we can expect is a higher low back to the value area high, and then the price will decide here. So something like this makes a lot of sense right now. Of course, if we now break the value area low and we break this low, then I'm shorting all the way. Then we are going down big time. Then the trend will just continue. We don't even need to wait for this low, to be honest. So I think today is a really interesting day. What's the time? Yeah, we have like 30 minutes for the US volatility. But I hope I helped you a little bit. Okay, that's clear. Yes, nice. Jawad is also in the building. Welcome. Very nice to see you guys. Okay, so I call this screen like the ExoChart screen, but it's my own face. So, oh wait, I cannot change anything. So sorry, normally my face would also be here. I will fix that tomorrow. I see we did miss a trade here. So like I said, I wanted to see the buyers try, and if we break the low, I wanted to be short. So this was actually a great opportunity right here to go in with your stop loss above the daily value area high. And let's see if we can go back to the point of control here. So this is a trade I would always take, like 100% of the time. You look handsome, bro. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice to hear. Well, actually, I just came from Padel, so I'm all sweaty, and but we are still here. We are doing the work. We're getting the work in, so let's get a nice trade in. My idea is by the way still valid. If the price pushes to the daily value area high and we fail to create a new low, we can still take the short here. But I think we are a little bit too far down to think about this one. I prefer actually to go for the higher low right now. Okay, I fucked up my indicator. 1 second. Yeah, I think the higher low is sexy. So what I want to do right now is take the volume profile. We know where the value area low is right here. So it's 62,555. And now I'm going to EXO charts. And we need to see on the little bit higher time frame, do we see something interesting at 62,555, right? 6255. Yeah, it's the daily point of control. Yeah, okay. I'm going for a bounce long here. Look at this. Look at this. This is exactly what we are seeing, and the bulls will find and try. Well, let's put it like this: the bulls will try to create their higher low right here. Okay, so let's make a box, and you will see the magic happen right here. We just need to wait until we are here. On the right side, I am seeing a lot of buyers. So obviously, if this is the point of control, we could go here and then bounce. But most of the times we sweep the lows. We also have the daily vol right here. It's such a great level for a bounce. So I'm really curious if we are gonna get it. Also, maybe we do get the short if we buy and fill, which I will short, of course. So I think the pre-planning is very clear today. Okay, so I see 8 of you already here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I mean, I was a little bit nervous that I was streaming alone, you know, like the first time on YouTube. It's like giving a party and you are scared that nobody will come, you know. So I had that same feeling today, like with only 20 subscribers. But I'm very I'm happy you guys are here. So it would be even more amazing if we could get a few nice trades out. What is this open interest and accumulation and T size? Yeah, so basically in my screen, let me explain for the new people here. This is the volume we see. This is the volume, and how do we look at it? Just a quick overview. So if the sellers are pressing down, the price is going down, but volume is also going down. This means the sellers don't have the volume to go down, and the buyers are also coming in, and this is exactly what happens if you see this. So if you see a breakdown with volume declining, it mostly will be choppy, and you can expect another test before we go down. Now we look at the open interest, the column one below, and that basically says how many trades are opening. Is there new interest in the market? Like now we are seeing the open interest is rising, so we know, okay, new longs are opening right here. Then we have the day bars. This is well, it's the delta bars. It shows us the delta versus price. And we have the T size, and the T size is very important because now we can actually see how much there is opening. Okay, so in this case, we see a bullish candle forming right here, but we also see they are getting supported by huge buy orders. And we got also supported by volume. So it's a really good thing for a bounce. Now we are back at the value area high, which is important. So let's see what happens. And of course, we have the footprint statistic bar. And here, this is basically, what is happening with the order flow, right? The delta min, delta max, CVDs, buy trades, how many buy trades are opened, how many sell trades are opened. And that's how we can come to conclusions. So this is a conclusion we can get now. We see a pumping candle, bullish candle, but we see the delta was 7 million and now is only 270K. The only thing is the sellers did stop selling. If we look at the delta min from minus 11 to minus 3 and now to minus 1. So the sellers just took some profit here, but the buyers are not really stepping in. So this do tell me that we will continue very soon. Okay, so that's how you can read the market basically. So that makes me want to short if we fail to get above the daily value area high. So let's see the magic happen right here. I'm looking at a short like this, and we also have a stop loss, guys. Look at this. We see we are getting protected by these sellers right here. So if we are going to short the daily value area high rejection, you want to put your stop loss above 62,820. Okay, you need to do that. Don't think about risk reward. Think about where is my stop loss on a safe position. So most people, if they see rejection, they put their stop loss here and they get stopped out. Boom, and then price goes down. This always happens. Why? Those sellers here needs to be tested first. Okay, so this is a very logical stop loss right here. So let's see what will happen. I hope to see a quick wick to the upside, and the buyers try to accept, and then we fall lower. This is the A+ setup for continuation. I will go short if we lose those 1.3 million buyers right here. Okay, this is the point that we need to lose. And it looks like the RR isn't really that nice, but in the end we can push all the way to the daily vol here, because UK low is still open. UK low is still open. But first, this don't need to happen. We need to see a few things before we are actually going short. We need to reload this chart. So I hope this makes sense. And I'm just telling you guys how I think. And how I think doesn't mean that the market needs to do that. But I want to tell you, you need to pre-plan. Just pre-plan every little situation. And if you see, hey, my pre-planning is playing out and we got confirmation, that's when you execute. Okay, that's when you execute. So the best short here will if we break the low. But in this case, we see a buying cluster right here. So I'm already pulling the trigger if we lose this. Okay, 3 minutes before the fun starts, I hope. Yesterday was a little bit boring, by the way. Yesterday, US Open did got me a little bit at the start. Let's go to yesterday. To the 50 minutes. And let me fix the... Yeah, so yesterday, before the big dump happens right here, the market did something annoying, and it created wicks all over the place like this. Like I knew the price would dump. I already saw that, but I just got a little bit trapped with my shorts because I had my stop loss a little bit too tight here, to be honest. So I got stopped out. Then the move happened, and I got in back here. So it was still a very nice move to the downside. Yeah, but starting US was a little bit boring. So I hope today will be better. I also have a nice chart which I didn't share with you yet, but I will in the masterclass. It is it's called the obvious cluster chart, and you can let's go one time frame lower. You can spot like the absorption really fucking nice with this chart. So actually, let's take a look. We are seeing a lot of absorption right here. Look at this. At the weekly low, we see a lot of absorption. So red delta are sellers that are really pushing, but they put in a lot of effort. They put in more effort, but they didn't get the reward down. And now the bulls are actually pushing like this. So knowing this and seeing this chart, now I am thinking, okay, well, I was already bullish for today, but we obviously need to break this high first, as you already know. But now this is confirmation that, okay, we got absorption, we got bulls that are getting aggressive, but also the bulls are not getting rewarded here, as you can see. The bulls are not getting rewarded, so that's why we are seeing this short right now. And let's go back. Okay, we are at the value area high. So I'm not opening 1 minute before half past 3. But I will short if we can see a little push in here, and then we see failed auction, and then we have our short. Okay. Look for long or short, it depends what will happen. So when I go long, for me, it's very easy when I go long. Wait, where? Trading view, yeah. For me, it's easy. I go long if we... Well, normally I play the Asia high sweep, right? And that's when I go short. So if we see an Asia high sweep, but the price immediately continues, we can go 100% long. I don't want to short because, yeah, I already told you the UK high is already sweep. The liquidity here is already gone, and the price is possibly like consolidating before a big fat breakout. So this is honestly my bias for now. But on the lower time frame, we still have this important level, which we could backtest as a manipulation move before the upside comes. So that's why I'm telling you, I am waiting for the daily value area high reclaim. And if they fail, then I'm short. Otherwise, we just go long. We will wait for the long opportunity today. Okay. So today I already did very well on short because I literally had like this trade. Let's see, it was in midnight. We broke this low. Yeah, I was in this short for gold. And I woke up in the morning like 8 o'clock right here. Yeah, so I took profit here. This was a really nice one, like LFRR. So I'm not compelled to trade if US is not going great. The profits we are already 20% up today, so I'm already happy. But I see really nice trades incoming here. So once again, let's see how the price reacts. Okay, like I said, let's see the magic happens in the blue box right here. Sellers are coming in. Let's see if the sellers can get rewarded here. If yes, I like to go short. We already created a new low as well. Okay, we saw the open interest rising, so bulls are really going in. The best play here, so actually we want the confirmation, and we can get confirmation from two things. One, breaking this low, instant short. But if we see the buyers try again to get above the daily value area high, then we can go short right here. Yeah, so a lot of people are asking, like, can you show your track record? Blah, blah. I will show my track record on stream every day from the next time. So no worries. Let's see. Bulls are actually trying as expected. Okay, so I don't have music, by the way, so I need to fix that as well. Okay, the only thing I don't like is the timing here. The timing of this pullback, it goes really quick here. So we need a lower time frame TRF as well. Let's reload. So the annoying thing of ExoChart is when you open the chart again, you need to reload everything. So that's really annoying sometimes. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, let's see. So now we have our high, and now the bulls possibly failed this high right here. So if we break, we can go for the short. Honestly, I am taking a really small trade here because I think the long is way better for today. Short, yeah. So I would short like this. But of course, if the bulls manage to break the high, the short will be invalidated. And we are looking at the Asia high. And there's no need to be aggressive right here, guys. So I think that was my biggest leak in my game. That I wanted to go long right here because of a little bit FOMO. Because, yeah, I know it's going to break out. I know we're going to do the Asia high. But that's not important. You will get fucked if you do that too much. You will get fucked. So, yeah, I will teach you some discipline on the live streams for sure. Could this be a good play? That's the other question. Yeah, of course, it can be a good play. But we are still below. We are still below the point of control. So is this a good moment for a long? The answer is always hell no. 1, 2, and the third time we failed the auction above the point of control. So yes, we can break out. But is this a good moment for a long? No. Why? You are the one that is helping people trying to break out, but also you expose yourself to be exit liquidity for the dump. It's really not a good place. But yes, it can be a good long if the bulls manage to win, but you don't want to play it. Yeah, it depends how you look at it. I mean, on the 1 hour, we can be above POC, but on the volume profile, higher time frame, we are not. But yes, here on the lower time frame TRF, we are above the daily point of control, but we are not above the point of control of the current value zone we created from yesterday as well. And I'm talking about here because the point of control is here, right? But the daily point of control is a little bit lower. That is a little bit lower, and yes, we are now above. So that's why I'm telling you it is a battle zone between the daily point of control and the point of control of yesterday. That is what we are seeing right here. So, do we want to get involved? Yeah, I want to be involved in shorts first, but not yet in longs. Okay, so talking about the field auction, this can be a failed auction. So if you don't know what a failed auction is, the buyers are auctioning higher. They are buying up, up, up. And now they are also buying up, up, up. But they fail the auction every time. So if we continue to see this and the sellers winning the auction like this and we start to break new lows, yeah, then a short gets really interesting. But for now, with this price action we are looking at, price action like this, that we are building up higher, it is still too bullish to short. Bulls are actually in control of this bounce move. So I'm not really interested in both sides, actually. So yeah, I mean, if we are above the point of control, that's a good reason that the bulls are in control as well. Doesn't mean, like now, they are in control, but they have a hard time pushing higher, right? It might work, but are you using OBS? Yes. I did use Restream before, but I want to go back to with a streaming deck and everything. So I think OBS is way better. And Twitch, there were no watchers anyway, so don't need to stream everywhere. Okay, look at this. We are again testing the point of control. And point of control, guys, it is always choppy as fuck. As you can see, choppy, choppy, choppy. So we need to wait a little bit here. For now, we can only short. Well, we can go short if we fill the auction above and we see the sellers press below. That's when I go short. If we push up, I just wait for the daily high. And I'm really curious if we can break the daily high. Because my edge is actually at the daily highs and lows. I can, well, I think over myself that I can really read it properly. So I think we will get a really nice trade in a few minutes. Because we are actually hanging below the daily high. The quality 720. Okay, that's not my intention. Really? Oh yeah, it's really bad. What the hell? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I need to. It's still a testing stream, right? So I will fix that. Anyway, thank you for noticing it. Okay, the push is coming. So once again, I really like this because the Asia high is above the value zone, value area high here. I don't think we are gonna sweep it, honestly. Yes, we're gonna sweep it, but the sweep will fail. So we're gonna see a quick sweep. We come back, and then if we break the high here, we can go long. Today is very easy. Today is very easy, and we also have our target. Target is the high volume node, 64k. Yeah, I'm not shorting anymore. The buyers did win the auction. To be honest, we did claim the value area high. So this is the value area high of this chart, and we clearly see the sellers failed. We are creating new highs. Momentum is coming. Volume is coming in for the buyers. We are going to sweep the daily high. I am very sure of it. If I look at it like this. And also here in the delta, you can see the minus 9 million delta. The sellers did really fucking try, but they didn't manage to get anywhere. So yeah, it's a matter of time before we break the daily high. So the trade of the day is, yes, will we sweep and rotate back to the lows, or do we break? So because my bias is bullish, I think that's a little mistake as well. Because now I am searching for confirmation of my bias. And I think that's a wrong thing to do. So from now on, we are neutral. Okay, we're going to look at XO charts and we're going to see what happens at the daily high. We do actually need the lower time frame TRF to see it on a good way. Nothing is certain. Honestly, how the daily and daily high and low works, it's basically always the same. It's always the same. And how it goes, it sweeps and then it pulls back. So if it was just a sweep, we fail to create a new high and the sellers come in. Okay, this is the sweep scenario. But if we break the high, the sweep failed, and then we see auction higher. Okay, it's really easy to actually trade. And we're gonna see it in a few seconds, I think. Okay, and this is the today is a little bit difficult because you think, okay, why didn't we sweep the daily high, right? Well, it is because we have the value area high right here. We came in the value area high and we are rejecting now. So normally that with the Asia high above, it is annoying, but still this is a better reason that if we go above the Asia high, I think it will continue for that reason. But yeah, of course, nothing is certain. Only debt and taxes. But yeah, the market tends to move in yeah, it tends to rhyme, and especially at the Asia highs and lows, it rhymes a lot. But yeah, we don't want to react immediately. We want to see what will happen here. Let's see. So first, we're gonna break it. And sometimes, yes, it happens that we are not even pulling back and just going on. But honestly, we cannot trade it. It's just too difficult to trade. And that's more gambling. But in this case, I wouldn't be surprised. I already called the reasons. I will just wait for the first pullback. Look at these bullish candles. I think we are gonna skyrocket. But I'm not going long before we can. It feels like we are gonna skyrocket. Let's put it like that. Open interest is not really rising. This is actually fucking bullish. This is really bullish. Yeah, we are good. I have to control my FOMO. Look at the pressure we got here, right? It's like a ball underwater. It will go. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a sweep. Yes, now the question, you want to mark the high? If we break the high, we can go long. Exactly. Okay, so now I'm just putting my stop loss below the breakout and let's see the continuation. Ooh, I see we have the previous week open right here. Problem here is we didn't even see a proper pullback, so I might be a little bit too early here. It might be a pullback and then we are gonna try to break the high, but yeah, if we fail to break the high, it might be a problem here. But it should continue. The only thing is the open interest is not rising now. Now we want to see the open interest rising. We want to see longs continue here. Yeah, okay. So this was the actual sweep, and now we might feel the high here. Let's see. So basically, the long is valid if we break above here. Yeah, the thing is, it's not too late for longs. We just need to wait for the break of the high, right? That's the whole thing now. And we cannot lose this here. We cannot lose. If we lose here, sellers getting aggressive. This was a sweep still, and we are probably going to rotate. Yeah, sellers did step in, but we see the imbalance here, right? So we are just filling the imbalance. The buyers here need to step in. It's not lost yet. It's not looking good either, but this is the part where you just want to watch. And watch to see if we break the high. If we break the high with one candle, I'm going long. If we fail the auction here, we can go short and stop above the high. This is the how you want to play the daily highs. I mean, I wouldn't go short right now. Just wait for this for 63.1. This is the key level here. And I already told you, from the beginning, I was thinking like, okay, we see the sweep, but the sweep might fail and we might skyrocket. But we don't have the confirmation yet. It depends on the buyers right now. At least we have some nice price action. Yeah, so if we go long, the target will be 64. Yeah, 64 is... this is a really big supply here. Okay, so one candle close, I'm in. One candle close, I am actually in. If the buyers fail and fail to create a new high, I'm going short. And this is why I told you it's really easy to play this right now. We just need to watch after the sweep and we got the pullback, what will happen. Let's see. So it actually feels already that the sweep did fail because we got a lot of buyers still willing to push. I will give this a 75% chance of breaking out to the upside, 25% of not breaking out. But honestly, I don't care which way we will go. We will just go with the flow. Okay, sellers are trying and they are also getting rewarded, it seems. So bulls need to reclaim this very fast. We need to see a fast reclaim above to stay bullish here. Okay, this is a possible red flag. Yeah, we go with the order flow, exactly. Okay, this I don't like. Especially if the sellers can manage to break their low. Also, open interest is not rising, so nothing new is opening. But still, the buyers are down here. 63.1 might be a good aggressive entry if you still believe in a push higher. Okay, so what we want to look at now is think about the auction, about the sellers want to go lower. They are really trying, but they are not really getting any lower, you see? So this it smells like a failed auction if the bulls can manage to push above this level. So we see that the auction started for the sellers right here, right? Now they are auctioning. And they are winning the auction if we are below the blue box. Then they are winning. So now they are actually winning the auction. And still, 1.3 million sellers came in, still couldn't auction much lower. Yes, we did get a little bit lower, but not too much lower. Now the open interest rises. Look at this. Bulls are really stepping in here. So let's see if they have the power to push back above the blue line. I believe if they do, then we will see a pump. This is really bullish, actually. It's getting really bullish if the sellers don't step in quickly. But it's still bearish because the sellers are still winning, but and the buyers can't push up as well, so it's a big battle. Nah, it's not. It's actually not dumping. There's no dumping scenario yet. Not yet. The bulls are still willing to push prices higher. I still think it's gonna pump really hard, but we can only say it for sure if they reclaim their level, which they will do. It seems. Can we close? We can close. Can we accept? We need 2 candles. One more. Don't reject. Don't reject. If we push, it is acceptation. If we go down, it's a failed auction for the buyers here. Okay, so I hope you understand that this looks heavily bearish, but it is actually bullish under I don't know how to call it. Under the motor, ik wou zeggen motorkap, maar I don't know what the English word is. In the engine, you know, yeah, this is same thing happens here, by the way. This is not bullish. And now the question is, can the sellers get aggressive? Yeah. And now I'm getting a little bit more bearish, to be honest. Especially if we break down below here. Under the hood, yeah. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Yep. Might be time for shorts anytime soon, guys. Might be time for shorts. Not yet. Not yet. One min wick my short hit. Okay. I don't think it's a good short if I'm being completely honest. I think it's a really FOMOing short. Because you are shorting into the biggest support of this zone, right? So that's on the long term, it's I think a mistake. Because look at it like this. If you go in short here, after these buyers here did fail, yes, you are later in the move, but we have much more confirmation and the way down is still really, really far away. So you get a lot of money still, right? But then at least you have confirmation. But the bulls are still failing, so it still can happen that we break down. If we can break a new high, of course, then the sell side might be in trouble. And I saw a lot of sweeps, guys. I look at sweeps every day, but this is a failed sweep. It's not confirmed failed, but yeah, the signs are there. Because most of the times, if we sweep, I want to search for an example, which I cannot find. if we see a sweep, the bulls do actually fail here, and we break this low convincingly, right? with much convenience. So confidence, I mean. But yeah, the bulls can create new highs. Can go both ways still. So the question is, where do we need to put our stop loss if we break down? In this case, I would just put my stop loss above the failed higher low. Yeah, this lower high, sorry. Above the lower high. Why? This is where the bulls tried. They failed to auction above it. So we should be protected from this high. If we break this high in the future, we are going more to the upside. So this might be a little bit boring for now, but it's building up pressure. And it will explode to the upside or the downside anytime soon. And so we need to just have a little bit patience for what is coming here. We do leave a lot of liquidity as well. Look at this. We do leave a lot of liquidity. So if the sellers get tired and the bulls are ready to step in, I still think we will skyrocket. But if you're watching and you want to trade, please don't open longs here. If you want to open longs aggressively, do it in the blue box at least. Because then you have a tight stop loss below. And now you are just basically gambling if you are going long here. So this would be a way better play to go for. Okay, we did open a new hourly. Oh, even a new 4 hourly. And that's really interesting because that will put a lot of pressure to the sellers right here. If they still fail and the buyers can step in here. Okay, now we see in the delta a huge red delta. So the sellers are really want to get rewarded for their effort. If they fail and don't get rewarded, the sellers might be fucked. Look, they are coming in really huge. Minus 1.2 delta. Let's see if the bulls on the left side can absorb them or if they get aggressive. If they get aggressive, I'm in for shorts. So this is really important. What I would like to see is buyers fail, one more pullback, and then we go in, boom. We have the perfect short. Look at this. The buyers in the blue box are defending. But can they come back in the old value zone? So this was the old value zone, right? This range here. Because the market was quite comfortable in here. So if the bulls can go back here, that's a really bullish signal. And that's why I said, if you want to go aggressively, at least wait for the sellers to fill the auction here, which they actually do now. But today I'm not going for aggressive longs. But normally I would take the long here seeing this. This is the long queue for you. Let's explode. Come on, break the high. I mean, for Peter, I don't hope it explodes, but I hope it explodes to the upside, and I want to go long because the upside target is really, really clear. It doesn't matter where you go in. We know for a fact that we will take profit here. So we can go in here, we can go in here, we can scalp it from here. We know we are going up there. So that's why I want to go long. Short is a difficult scenario, but because we do have below, we have the value area high, the point of control, we have a lot of, yeah, bears on the road. Okay, now we do go for it, it seems. Okay, so now we see in the T size, sellers are still selling. That's why the bulls fail. So now we need to see the bulls coming in. Okay, now we see the bulls are defending. I don't want to break this low, to be honest. I don't want to break the low. Now break the high, we're good to go. We are good to go. Yeah, so for now, the short is not really interesting anymore. I think this is way too bullish. But the bulls need momentum to the upside. And for that to happen, we need the sellers to stop selling. How you read this candle, I will teach you in the masterclass. I'm not gonna teach you now. We need to focus on the price action. But I will teach you everything. So I always say, if you have the masterclasses, I'm there for you. I will guide you. Everything I know, you will know. No worries. Okay, so why do we don't want to break this low, and why do we want to create a new high? Because then we see a market structure shift with the higher low and then the higher high. So this is the first bullish sign of absorption. Okay, we really see a lot of absorption, but we are missing aggression. So absorption without aggression means nothing. Okay, they can absorb all they want, but if they don't get aggressive at this point and make new highs, then the buyers will be tired as well. And then the sellers can take over and get aggressive. Yeah, so every day I will put a new video. Or a few videos. I don't want to put everything at once. So everybody can really learn the basics. Because I really think everybody wants to skip the fundamentals. And skip the basics. Everybody think too highly of themselves. Like this. If you don't understand market structure, you cannot understand absorption. You cannot understand absorption versus aggression. You know, it really you really need to know that. Okay, this is really bearish. This is actually really bearish. But we are still in the blue box. So I expect some buyers here, but the fact we couldn't create a new high, I don't like that. Oh. So now we see the absorption failed. And now the sellers are getting aggressive. So now I would like to go short in the next pullback. Okay, so game plan. Wait for the pullback. And if we break the low, we are entering. But I want a proper pullback, not a small pullback like this. Yeah, we might not get it. But we are already below those levels here. The last buyers are here, as you can see. And they are even losing it. Yeah, I think the bulls did fail here. Let's go for this short here. Let's see if we can manage to push down. I'm going for a tight stop loss because I didn't got what I wanted, and that is a proper pullback. So we might still see the pullback. So in this case, I'm going low risk to see if we can actually break down. And otherwise, we will go in on a later stage. And this is really, really annoying price action. I mean, this I don't like. So I'm not for sure not going long unless we break the high. That's for sure. I actually don't like to short if we don't get a proper retest. So let's see what do we actually get now. Okay, this one fails. Now we do have a proper pullback. Okay, this is I was a little bit too early here. Let's see if we now break this low aggressively. We are for sure going short. The only thing is we have so much liquidity here. This is... I don't like the short, but we need to take it. Let's put it like that. We need to take the short if we break this low. But I already said at the start of the of the stream, it's Friday. It's probably one to manipulate first. Let's see, guys. Let's see. And also, this is the problem with shorting. We have so much support below that shorting isn't really the best option here. Long is way better to get involved in today, if we get it. But of course, it can happen that if we go to the daily, and this is the problem right now. I forgot this. Look at this. We are actually in this buy cluster right, sell cluster right here, and we see a lot of resistance. So if this resistance is huge, which I think it's not really that huge, why the point of control is still on the downside of this daily candle. Okay, so it feels like a pullback, and then we're gonna break out to 46. But we don't want to trade on feelings, obviously. Wait, where's my chart? And the proper way to play this is to just go short right here if we break here. So my finger is on the shorting button. And what do we need? We need 2 candle closes. For this one, I take 0.5% risk. This is the less short I will take. If this short fails, I'm not shorting anymore. Okay, this is the less short, because it should happen here. We already see a wick. So if this fails, it might actually be a good long opportunity. Because we see even more liquidity now. Yeah, this already fails, guys. Let's see. Also, the delta is not really supporting. Yeah, I might go... I feel like this might be a good long opportunity. But I don't want to guess. I need more confirmation. Let's see what happens. If we can sweep and shift, that would be amazing. And if we get 2 candles below... Boring Friday action. Boring Friday action. So from next week, I'm gonna stream Monday and Thursdays. That are for me the most profitable days. Fridays always like this. It's always a little bit annoying. Hey Bao, good afternoon. What was the target upside? The target upside for me, if we can break through this cell cluster, I'm looking at this naked point of control, also the high volume node at, let's take the value area high here. 64.1 is my ultimate target if for the long here. More to the upside, I don't see much, to be honest. So I think this is a fair price to look at. Well, the short has begun. Yes, but is this a strong downtrending move? To be honest, you can ask ChatGPT that. Is it a strong downtrending move? The answer is no. Why? One, we are still in this buying cluster. We are still above the daily value area high, and the sellers just fail to create strong new lows. Their momentum is really weak, and we are also leaving a lot of liquidity here. We leave a lot of liquidity, so this is more bullish than you actually think. But yes, the sellers are in control. They are getting the price down. I completely agree. But it's not a strong momentum move. It just isn't. So do I want to be short where the sellers fail to get the price aggressively down? I don't want to be short right now. I would go short if they could close below, like I already told you. If we can aggressively close below, yes, I'm short. But for now, this more seems like a good aggressive long opportunity to me, which I am actually thinking about to take it like this. Maybe give a little bit more wiggle room. But we do and we must first need to break this high before we want to go long, because this is no confirmation. This is just holding support, but the bulls are actually do this a lot. Holding support, holding support, holding support, but they cannot manage to go higher. So yes, more downside would be expected. The probability is to the downside. So I'm very curious to see if they can actually get aggressive and if we want to get involved. $62,829. Yeah, makes sense. It's a daily value area high. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now the bulls tried. If we can now break the low, then I will go short. And now I will just put my stop loss above this high because the buyers already tried and tested. Hello, Energetics. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see if we fail. Still, this is no aggression, right? This is still isn't getting aggressive. So honestly, I don't think I want to go short anymore. I think shorts are invalid for me. And we can just wait for the bulls to step in and get their momentum. Because going in here short is really annoying. No, I'm unless it happens right here with aggression. If this takes any longer, I'm not shorting. Way too many bulls that want to get higher prices, right? So yeah, it feels like a matter of time before they will step in. Because if you look at the delta, right? Look at the delta right here. Huge red delta, delta in the column. Huge red delta, but the price is not going down. it's really not going down. So yeah. On the other hand, the price isn't going up either, you know. That makes it boring price action, but yeah. I'm still really interested in longs at this point. If we can break a high for a change. Yep, they are getting absorbed. But again, sellers did get absorbed here as well, right? We had a nice absorption model. But let me repeat this, write this down. If we see absorption without aggression, the absorption is worth nothing and we will continue the trend. And that's what actually happened. So now we see absorption, but do we get aggression? If we now see huge aggression, then we can say, okay, we got absorbed and now we have aggression. So now now we want to go along. But look at this. The buyers try to be aggressive. Boom. Our sellers again. So the absorption means nothing. Yeah, I still think we will fly, but not yet. The bulls are not ready. And that's the thing. We don't need to gamble if, like, okay, it might feel like absorption, but we don't need to gamble on it. We don't need to gamble if we go higher. We just can wait for the momentum. And I think that's the shift in mindset I did make, especially lately, and it's improving my win rate so much. It's crazy. So that's my biggest advice. It is my biggest financial advice to all of you. And I dare to say that. Because it is actually good advice. Nobody will get poor from that advice. Okay, now we are back at the lows. We still see the delta shifting both ways. So I can't say otherwise than this is really a battle. And a battle the sellers probably won't win in the end. They might win. How do you say? They might win. They might win the battle, but they might not win the war. You know. So the liquidity buildup is crazy. Really crazy. Yeah. So if we lose the low, daily value area high becomes a magnet here, which I will short to. I like scalps like this. If we really break, we shouldn't go back to the breaking point. So the risk reward of this short would be really nice, as you can see. Look at the delta. Also, again, very red. So if the sellers fail here, and we see a small fake out move, and the bulls step in, it might be a really good place for absorption, but for an aggressive long, I mean. But I don't play aggressive longs anymore. But if you want to do, this is it. Might be it. Okay, so look at this. Extra charts really suffering from loops in the risk reward profiles. Look at this. If you click it, it also come back here, and then you delete it here, and it stays here, and then you want to delete it here. It comes back. It's really annoying. Okay, delta is shifting from minus red to almost bullish. Can we flip it bullish? Where's the volume? Volume is rising as well. As you can see, we are backed by volume here. But the delta couldn't flip bullish here, so another sweep to the lows try is expected. Or maybe to the value area high, of course. Okay, bulls are stepping in. If this bulls lose here, we can short to the daily value area low. Okay, we might have this situation right here. And this triggers me for a long if we can, because you need to look at it like value, right? This is a value zone. And now now momentum kicks in. Now momentum kicks in. Let's see what the risk reward is back to. Risk reward here is really nice. Let's see if we can get a pullback or if we can get direct momentum. So if we can see a pullback and then break the high, we can obviously go long. But now we have absorption with a good reaction. You see the difference? But still, this is the high to break. The value high here. So I am hoping for a higher low for an entry. Yeah, this is aggression. Come on, push. Now we see the day bars up, volume backing. We see the open interest rising. Yeah. This is it, guys. Come on. Now, one pullback would be amazing. Sellers are actually coming in, you see? Sellers are failing. I think the liquidity might be triggered right now. But I'm waiting for the pullback to enter. Okay, I hope you see the difference with aggression, right? Absorption, no aggression, price goes lower. Absorption with aggression, price goes higher. But for an entry, we need a proper pullback, which we don't get. So if we don't get a pullback, no worries. We take this long. But this here, I already told you, it smelled like a good opportunity for a long. But yeah, I need to follow my new rules, and that is don't take aggressive long. So yeah, this was part of that. But if we see a proper pullback and we break this high, then I will go in with a small position to build. Because energetics already told us we are gonna fly, and I agree. No. You don't miss anything. You never say that to yourself. We don't miss anything. Why? Our initial play was back above the daily high before we started. So why would you FOMO for this one if we can step in with much more confidence? And we still get this profit here. We don't need the whole move. We don't need the whole move. That's bullshit. That's a gamble mindset, right? It's like you're looking at the roulette table, and normally you always put money on number 17, and now for one time you are smoking outside, you come back, 17 fell, and you missed money. No, there's always a next round. Okay, you just didn't play, and that's fine. You had your reasons for it. So now, can we break this high? We did try to break the high, but we failed. If we now continue, we can scale in. We can absolutely scale in here. But it's still, we are in a zone with a lot of wicks. Yeah, so if we progress here, we can go for it. Because now we have confirmation of we just triggered the liquidity. Now we want to see that the longs start opening, the volume starts rising, and we actually breaking out to the high. So if we actually break and accept, I'm in. Okay, so we need 2 candle closes. Wait, is it a new hourly already? Oh no, 1 minute, yeah. Yeah, we will go to 64.1 with high probability now. One, two, buyers coming in. We need this candle to close. If this one fails, don't go in. If this one goes, my finger is on the buy button. Okay, sellers do come in. But if they now fail and we actually break convincingly, look at the delta, very, very red. Okay, we now opened a new 30-minute. With a no wick, which I actually don't like too much, but let's see how this progresses. Still no closes, guys. This is really important. We need to wait for acceptation above, and we don't accept higher prices now. So this auction is failing right now. This auction is failing. And that's why I tell you the acceptance part of trading is so important. Nope. This might actually get a good short if we break this low now. Yes. Well, you see right here. If you just wait for one candle, you open here, boom, you are these 770k people are now trapped in their longs, and they need to close if we break this low, and we are gonna dump. Everybody's gonna close the longs because they are trapped. So that's why I say to you, and that's why I teach you, wait for this candle to close, otherwise you will be trapped. Same here, right? We didn't close anything, but still a lot of buyers stepped in to the FOMO buyers stepped in. Now, got trapped. Now we break the low. Look what will happen. Sorry, we already broke the low here. Now we broke the low. Look what's happening. Boom, you can go short. So if you really understand how breakouts work, how acceptation work, you get very good sniper entries. Okay? So I was targeting the long, but if I would be more neutral in my bias for today, I would go in right here, stop above the high, and you could scalp this to at least here. Because we know sellers did fail here, so it's very obvious that the sellers need to try again. And most of the times, if I play this and we see the breakdown, I'm going break even very quickly. I don't want to give away any money. I like to go on break even very quick, especially if my bias is to the upside. Which it still is. But still, if you take this trade, you are on break even now, and you still have a quick 1-1 just by understanding the market structure, right? And understanding the auction. But in the middle of the value zone, basically. So let me show you what I mean with value zone. So we are in the middle of this value zone. This is the high. This is the low. We are actually in the middle. I don't like to trade in the middle. So that's why I'm really waiting to see, is this breakout a honest breakout? Or is this a just a trap to go lower? So for now, it's not really clear, right? We don't know if we want to go lower. This is, you can see it like a point of control. The only thing I know is that I want to go long if we break this low convincing, this high convincing. That's the only thing I know for now. But I think everybody here can tell that this is not really convincing. So that's why my win rate is really high if I wait for the real break above the value here. And then the way is basically free to the upside. So yeah, I just hope I help you a little bit with the mindset. Were you waiting to break through the 1530 high and retest? Well, yeah. So I always play the sweep of Asia high and low. That's my main trade of the day. So in this case, it was a little bit different. The scenario was a little bit different. Why? Because we had a real strong targets. The UK. Oh, wait, we are breaking out. We are trying at least. We had the UK low that was already swept, and we had the value area high in between. And then the Asia high came. So yes, the Asia high we will always see this at the Asia high, but this is not something you see a lot. Building liquidity, and still going lower. So yeah, the probability of this going higher is actually 80% plus, if you ask me. But I'm very sure if we can break this high, this will be a profitable trade. I'm very sure. This is so high probability at this point. Okay, now we have one break, two, and now the momentum should kick in. But as you can see, okay, now it's continuing. We do have a few no wicks, by the way, still below. So I'm not really tempted to go in here, but if you want to build longs, you can do it. But you need to be prepared to get your stop loss below this low here, which I'm not really willing to. Let's see if you can break the high. Then I will. That will be my trade of the day. So let's go on a higher time frame. We are on a really low time frame now. I actually want to go on the highest TREF time frame here. Because if we have... Come on, quickly. If we have one good candle close on the higher time frame TREF, it's already convincing. And we get a proper entry. So let's see when this one closes. And if we don't see immediate rejection, then I'm in. Let's go. 64.1 is my target. Okay, we didn't even break the high, which I like. I mean, if we break the high with one candle and the next one rejects, that's more bearish than this, if you ask me. But we do see the previous day point of control. We might backtest this a little bit. So a pullback here is all good. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so the funny part is, and this might be a problem, on TradingView we already swept the high and failed. I'm not buying at the top. I'm buying the confirmed breakout. I'm not buying the top. If you buy the top, you buy here. Then you buy the top. If you buy here with after a few closes and acceptation, you are buying the breakout. That's a big difference. That's a huge difference, actually. So, for example, let me show you what I mean. Let's go here. On gold. This was my trade on gold, right? So you can ask yourself, okay, here, why are you shorting the bottom? Because you're shorting on support and the price can do this, right? No, we are shorting the downtrend and we are shorting, actually it was here, the confirmed break of the continuation move. So we are not shorting the bottom and now we are not shorting the top. It's completely different. So yeah, I was telling we did break the high on TradingView, but we did not break it on ExoChart. So what does this mean? The liquidity is very low at the highs. So it might be just a liquidity. The liquidity might be taken. The order books are possibly thin. So this can be a good thing if we break out, because the order books are thin today. But it also might mean that there was like an untested zone still here. And it is there still now. Okay, so most of the times it is a bullish signal. Does the masterclass explain points of control? I can find a proper explanation of it anyway. Yeah, I will explain. In the masterclasses, I will go over everything. Volume profiles, everything we look at here. Yeah, the volume profile is, of course, the point of control. But everything I know will be in the masterclass. And I will also give you my edge. I mean, I know I have an edge. It's really profitable. So I will teach you my edge. So you only have to wait for one setup once a day, and the setup comes once or twice a day maximum. And then for the rest, you can live freely. That's basically why you want to be trading, right? I know I scalped a lot last year, but honestly, scalping is something different, and it's messing with your mind a lot. So I really like trading this edge. Isn't that much riskier too? I mean, I get wanting to get a full breakout, but without a retest, you're much riskier. Yeah. So the thing is, everybody thinks about a retest. Everybody thinks about a break of structure, but that's not the point. The point is, does the price get accepted lower, or in this case, does the price get accepted higher? Okay, you need to shift your mindset from a breakout to acceptation. Like this, what we saw here today, the price didn't get acceptation, and people call it like a fake breakout or whatever you call it, but it's just an auction. The sellers really tried. They didn't get accepted, and that's why I say if the bulls do accept above right here, then the only thing that can happen is higher prices. That's literally the only thing that can happen at that point. So the thing we don't know is how high can we go, because now we have sell pressure at the highs. I know if we break out, we're going to 64.1, but that doesn't mean it needs to happen from this move here. So that's completely different. That's something else. But if you understand auction, your game is gonna change. Really, really, really. Peter, better to be long for a breakout. That's what I often thought. Otherwise, you often end up disappointed. Yeah, so where people do tend to lose a lot of money is in two places. People lose money in two places. Maybe you recognize it. We have a balanced market. How do people hit stop losses? And I know for sure if you're watching, you know where I'm talking about. People get wrecked in trying to catch the breakouts. They want to get the breakouts. And then they hit stop loss. They hit stop loss. They hit stop loss. And that's how the big players build their inventory. That's why we are in a balanced market. So in a balanced market, what you want to do is you want to wait for the price to break out, accept above with at least a few candles, and then you can play the breakout. So yes, sometimes, and people teach you, wait for the retest and then go higher. But sometimes you don't get the retest, but the price did accept higher prices. And then you're good to go. If you understand acceptation. And you can find acceptation with the order flow very well. Okay, how can you see that? If we have an quick uptrending move like this, we see sell delta in between and they fail. The sellers fail the auction higher. Then we accept higher prices and you can go long. I mean, I know for sure everybody here know what I'm talking about here. You get chopped up. That's basically it. You will get chopped up. And how do you see acceptation? Yeah, that's something you need to study and you need to look at the order flow. Of course, you first need to understand how you can read the order flow. But after let's say it like this. If you want to play a breakout without order flow, we need at least 2 candles above the price. And the best confirmation is the retest and then the break of the high. And if we then see continuation, then you have real acceptation because the sellers failed. But the thing with this is, if you buy the break and you are actually here, you will have a good long, you will have a confirmed long, it's all good, but you are a little bit too late. Well, not too late, but you are missing out and you don't. And the big problem with this one is, if you come in here, your stop loss needs to be below here, right? So it would be even better to spot the long right here as we did here, right? So now this is, for me, this is not the ideal situation, but normally if we are already accepted higher, which we aren't because we are still in value, if we are already broken out and I see this in the middle of the uptrend, I'm going long here and I have the perfect setup, okay? Because I understand the market auction. So I hope that that helped you a little bit. Okay, we see the buyers fail to break higher. And we go time frame low, so because we want to see what is a level we can pull back to. We don't see anything in the order flow. Basically, it's now market structure wise, we don't want to create a new low, right? If we can hold a low, if we can make a higher low, we can do another attempt. We also have a 5-minute no wick. Look at this. Oh, this is such a target, guys. I'm very positive we will, if the chart loads, we will go back to this level before we skyrocket. So I want to wick into this level here. Why? We have a naked point of control, we have a huge imbalance, and we have a no wick unfinished business here. So this is a magnet if the price fills below here. And this is also a thing. This is a magnet, but it's only a magnet when the bears are getting aggressive. And they are not aggressive yet. But if we see the aggression, I am certain we wick in this level. Very certain. So if we already know it, we could go for an aggressive long if we have the order flow with us. And we play the early breakout. This is a play I do like. But it's difficult to execute because this is a hard trade to make if the price is here, because you will always be scared that the price hits your stop loss. But the best trades are always the scariest one, right? Of course, it will be even more bullish if we break out now, but let's see. Okay. I still feel like the breakout will be huge if we can break out. Yeah, I might go for a little short scalp here, by the way. I do like the short scalp here. I actually do like it. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, if these buyers fail right now, I like to try to scalp. I know I just told you I'm not a scalper anymore, but this is a very obvious scenario. But the bulls need to fail, because this is their last level they have. Okay, they are trying. Okay, if we see some momentum, I'm going short. Quick scalp. Also, we might even fly a lot lower. But I still think in the end we will break out. We see a lot of liquidity open again, which will be fuel for the breakout. But I think it's hard to break out if we have those untested levels. Okay, if we see a close, I'm in. Bulls are still trying. So if the bulls keep trying, and they keep failing, yeah, we know what will happen. So take profit will be above the high, and I will be out at 63. Again, this is for me a C setup. This is not an edge I play. So if I see a setup that is okay-ish, I just take a real small position. I'm not really interested in going heavy here. I will go heavy if we break the high. For sure, that will be a really big trade for me. With a 2% stop loss. And we are going for a 5 to 6% win. We are up right now. We did make one losing trade, so we are up now around 19% for the day. So I feel a little bit greedy if I do trade now, but the breakout is for me still so obvious that I must take it. It's such an A+ setup. I must take it. To close off the week properly. Okay, the price is actually not really moving. What is the volume is not really high anymore. Okay, so this is a silent candle, as we call it. The candles stay silent, so the auction is really heavy. That means a breakthrough will be coming. Watch the magic happen in within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. We don't close yet. I want to see a close before I want to go short. And the buyers are really annoying, but now if you want to go short, it feels annoying. But later on in the push up, this is also a good green flag for a breakout later on. The bulls are still willing to go for it. Yeah, so now we are testing this level here. We did get the close. But still, this is not aggression. I'm really looking for aggression like this. Like this move up. You are... sorry, this move up. You're really looking for aggression like this. This is where the money is. And I'm very sure in the price will move right now. Because we opened the 55th minute of the hour. That's the most volatile one. The question is, can we break down? If yes, I'm short. Okay, I'm going short. It's a quick short. We can do a small stop loss. Because if this fails, I don't want to risk a lot. And we probably want to test the higher high here. The higher low. Again, it's a really small position. I'm not really interested in shorting, but I do take him. Yeah, so the target for the short is because we have unfinished business below this candle. This is a magnet for the bears. And you know, the stop loss should be above this high. And we have, but we don't even have a 1-1 risk reward. So actually I hate this short. It's really not my game, but the target is clear. I mean, I think we should test it before we break out, but let's see. And that's why I use the T-Ref, like the right one, and also I use the footprint, because on the left side here, this is the same as this here. And we get completely different information. We here see a huge imbalance. And now here we also see the no wick. Yeah, you look at it like this. Look at it like this. If you have a strong bullish candle and we leave a lot of imbalance here. So there were literally 0 sellers. 0 sellers. And we also have the bottom side of the candle. We see no wick. The wick is not existent here. So what does this mean? The market likes to test these levels to see if the buyers are still willing to defend. But the sellers need their chance to say to the buyers, okay, guys, you win, you can go up. Okay, that's basically what needs to happen. The market likes to do that in most of the times. Not always. I mean, we could just break out and come back on a later point. But if you see it like this, you know the price will come back eventually. Look at the chart, you never see this open. Never, never, never. You always see a quick wick or a longer test. Basically like this. This is the same scenario. No sellers. No bottom side. Point of control open. And what do you see? Boom. Sell side come in. They try and test and fail the auction. Boom. Price goes lower. Okay? No, it's very different from a fair value gap. Very different. Because this is an actual imbalance. A fair value gap is also an imbalance, but how people look at it, they just look at a like a big gap like this. But if you look at fair value gaps and you say, yeah, I'm looking at 50% of the fair value gap because most of the times that happens, you're just gambling. You're just hoping. Okay, now we can actually see where the imbalances are in this candle. Okay, so the whole fair value gap, this is not relevant. This is not relevant either. Okay, so look at this. We came back all the way to fill the imbalance here. You see, if we put the candle, we came back and we tested the imbalances right here. We tested the imbalances. So that's why order flow is like really amazing if you know how to look at it. Let's see what is happening with the short. Okay, we are in profit. Not a lot, but we need to break the low, then we will go. But as you can see, we see absorption. But I will keep the short open for now. The stop is very tight. If we don't break out here, then I don't care about the short anymore. $15 minutes is the short. Wait, what do you mean? 15 minutes, the best short? So an imbalance in bias and not in price. Exactly. Okay, if we can close, just watch the magic on how we are going straight to this level here. Let me delete. Okay, so I actually took the trade for the people who think it's I'm not trading it. I'm actually in the short here. Yeah, so basically I only trade Bitcoin and gold. And I only use ExoCharts and TradingView. I believe you don't need anything else than that. That's enough. But of course, you have other sources like Deep Charts and Sierra. But if you want to learn from me, you need to have ExoCharts because I use ExoCharts, of course. But if you understand Orderflow, you can use everything basically. Okay, we did break, but we don't get any reward here. So let's go a time frame lower to see what's actually happening. The daily on 61.5 also has a no wick, by the way. Really? Let me check. On my chart, I don't see it. Let's take another chart. On my chart, it does have a wick. Yeah, but only on the Coinbase chart. It doesn't have a wick, but Coinbase is the spot chart. On the futures chart, we do see wicks. So I'm not counting that as a no wick, to be honest. Not for me. Okay, we might close the short if we break this high. Why? Look at this big fat delta we have. No reward again. And that, oh, I see, look at the reason. We got a lot of sellers here. So if we break this level, then it would, these sellers kick in, boom, we go test the level. Okay. Let's watch the magic, okay? Let's watch the magic. Now we failed the imbalance. Nice. But I think still we need a little bit low. So I'm holding my position. I want at least tapping into the green zone. At least tap it. Then I will close my short. Okay, guys, if you like the content, please leave a like, leave a comment if you will. It really helps to get my channel starting. Would be really be appreciated. And also, if you search for a community, you can join Discord. I think it's. I think everything you need to learn, everything is here, right? We have in the free section, we have our coach Florian giving daily market updates, and also he give trade setups. And in the VIP, I am your coach, and I give you higher time frame analysis, lower time frame analysis, Bitcoin setups, and I will start giving gold setups as well, which today was already very profitable with all the entry and exits, and yeah, a lot more. So join the Discord if you're not there yet. I think everything you need is there. And by the way, if you want to learn EXO charts with me or together, you can check the masterclasses. We have a foundation of performance. We have the Great Wyckoff masterclass for the range trading principles and the way of the fluids. And that's what I do, playing the breakouts and scalping. I will teach you everything I know. Everything. Okay, so imbalance, check. Unfinished business, not ready yet. So what I would like to see is like a quick spike down. I prefer some red dots if we see it. The price action is a little bit slow today. So for me, does it happen that the price now pushes up? Yeah, of course it happens. But in this case, I'd like to believe in my thesis that this needs to be tested, especially because it's such a magnet right now. Yeah, so we have, not on this chart, but we have CVD, delta dots. Yeah, like this. We have dots right here, so sellers are actually failing in the move up. So if you see a red dot in a strong bullish momentum move, this is a really bullish sign for continuation, for example. And yeah, we of course have the diamonds as well, which helps us for the absorption. Also here we saw a green dot after big red delta, which is telling us the expected move is lower, but the delta tells us we are getting a reversal. So if we were on this chart, we got our... ooh, we are pushing up now. Which could possibly be to this level here, because we leave some unfinished business right here as well. Makes sense. We are still in the short for that reason. I don't want to see the price push any higher, so I think the stop loss here is fine. So now we tested the upper side. Let's see if we can go to the downside now. So it's actually funny if you think about it, how blind you are without order flow. Like if you look at this, the order flow tells us so much instead of this is the 1 hour, but instead of just a wick candle, right? It's such a difference. I would really advise to learn it ASAP if you are willing to read the markets correctly. Okay, so do we get some magic in the green box? I'm still expecting it. Especially if those buyers here fail to hold the price, then we are there's nothing left basically, so will be a sharp move down then. But if we lose the green box, a breakout move to the upside, the probability gets a little bit lower. Let's go. Yeah, we don't. Here we see like big trades in the order flow. We don't see anything right now. So let's make the big trades a little bit smaller, like 5 million. Yeah, there's basically a retail is playing now. So that's why the price action is a little bit weird and boring, I guess. It's not weird, but it's mostly boring because retail is fighting with each other, and the big players are. I think they are taking a weekend break. Uh, what happened, Florian? I see message just deleted. Okay, we are trying to break the low, but we are still above this cluster right here. So leaving the short open. Oh, whoops. Today, no good trade. Yeah, we will have a good trade. Yeah, what? But we need to wait for the break. Okay, just play the breakout. I'm telling you, the breakout will be profitable if it comes. But yes, for now we are just trading in the value zone right here. As you can see, the volume lies here. So basically, if we break above the value, we failed auction above the value here. So if we can break and accept here, and we see a breakout, you know already, okay, we're going up. Yes, we're going to here and even higher. So yeah, we just wait a little bit, the trade will come. I don't know when, but the trade will come. If it takes too long, yeah, we just putting an alert. Can you remove the timeout? No, I can't remove. Okay, so if the price doesn't move, guys, I am. We already. How long are we streaming? Almost 2.5 hours. I appreciate you all for being there, for being here, but yeah, we can sit here for another hour and the price didn't move, right? So it's not really interesting. I'm giving it a few minutes because we opening a new 50-minute candle. So I want to see in 2 minutes the push down to this level here. If we don't see it, I am chilling outside. Because the weather is very nice here in the Netherlands. But still, this is such a magnet. We should see it. We should see it. Bulls are pushing. Okay, I think I give up. Sellers can't come through here. The thing is, there's also nothing in the order flow, basically, like in the big trades. So that makes it a little bit sketchy. Okay, another chance. If this doesn't happen, we are out. Thank you for being here, Peter. The last move we are going to watch is happening right now. Can we break down or will we still be in a balanced value zone? I mean, the delta is negative here. It should happen right now. It should happen. So let's believe. Let's believe. The green box is target. We still in the short, of course. I can also see in my position that liquidity is very low right now. So it's time for weekend. Okay, but we are going. We are attempting the green box. And still not happening. Okay, we are done for today. I'm leaving the short open, and I'm just gonna wait it out, just grind it out, and I will notify you on Discord if we are going long. And for now, guys, I really want to thank you for the first live stream. It was really fun. I loved to be back on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment if you will, and I see you next Monday. So Monday and Thursday, I'm streaming on YouTube. The other days, I am live at Discord for all the VIP members. So if you're not in Discord, join. The link is below. And I wish you all a great weekend ahead. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Stay fluid. And just go with the order flow. Bye-bye.